Hey everyone, I'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's games announced for the third week of February, so let's get started. Wield Link's sword like never before with revamped motion controls, or use traditional button controls to slash your sword around and block whenever needed in The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, set to release on July 16th. This classic Zelda story is being brought to the Switch with cleaner, more sharper looking visuals and now running at 60 frames per second, telling the story of the Master Sword and the earliest entry in the Zelda lore. Square Enix announced the tactical RPG Project Triangle Strategy for the Switch is set to release next year. Terrain, elemental, and even combo attacks are some of the bigger focuses in dispatching enemy units in traditional turn-based grid-based combat. Three kingdoms are fighting for dominance of the continent, where neither is budging, and it's up to you to make the proper allegiances and decisions to reach a conclusive victory. Nintendo's biggest reveal in the Direct was easily Splatoon 3, the third official entry in the shooting franchise that's only growing in popularity. Take the fight to the Splatlands and discover an entirely new way to fight with new weapons, new battle arenas, and so much more. The world has been engulfed in chaos where almost nothing is going right. Splatville is waiting to connect you to 4-on-4 turf war matches and combat when it launches next year. Mario Golf Super Rush is the next big sports game in the lauded Super Mario series, and Super Rush is no slouch when it comes to ways for you to enjoy the game. On top of traditional golf gameplay, several other game modes are being offered, and one specifically called Speed Golf, where it's always your turn to shoot. Get to the ball as quickly as possible and take another shot to reach the end before the competition. You're the newest recruit of the Outer Wilds Ventures, a fledgling space program searching for answers in a strange, constantly ever-evolving solar system. Every location is packed with hidden locales and strange cryptic messages, with a 22-minute gameplay loop forcing you to start again regardless of how far you actually gotten. Strap on your hiking boots, check on oxygen levels, and venture into the deep space one run after another when it launches this summer. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout flings hordes of contestants together online in a mad dash through rounds after rounds of escalating chaos until there's just one victor. Battle bizarre obstacles, shove your way through unruly competition, and overcome the unbending laws of physics as you stumble towards to reach the crown. Offering tons of customizations and comedic whimsical floating physics, this popular arcade game is set to release this summer. Taking the 2D sprite-based classic and bringing it to the present day with full 3D physically based rendering, dynamic lighting, revamped animations, and special effects, Diablo 2 Resurrected will be the defining version to play with this classic game from Blizzard. You will have the freedom to switch back and forth between modern and original graphics at any time, bringing back all the quirks and silly visual glitches you've been accustomed to for years. Each of the three games in the Blizzard Arcade Collection come in both the original forms and the definitive editions, with the ability to rewind for up to 10 seconds. Including the Lost Vikings, Rock'n'Roll Racing, and Blackthorn, each game offers a new set of elements not available in the past. A watch mode, the option to save anywhere, and even a museum are also being added. Play as White, an assassin handpicked from hell to compete with other demon slayers for a chance to live permanently in heaven in Neon White, a first-person action platformer inspired by anime and cult classic action games. The light card-based combat system has you searching for soul cards that represent a limited use action or weapon attack. Discarded once used, they constantly refresh for new choices, keeping you alive just a bit longer. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection brings together the renowned action games together as one neat package. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1, 2, and 3 are all being reworked not just visually, but also adding tons of balancing and quality of life changes. The mission mode and gripping story are all still there, now in just one tight bundle. Ryu Hayabusa has been seen in other franchises since his original trilogy, and Koei Tecmo is hoping that this is a good test of the waters for a potential new entry in the series in the future. 12 kids go on a massive journey across Japan in the action-adventure game World Ends Club, infusing a thrilling story with 2D side-scrolling action, do some light puzzle solving, and then focus entirely on the story written by Kotaro Ushikoshi, the creator of the Zero Escape series and Danganronpa, so you know the weird list will ensue when the game launches on May 27th. The Japanese Direct had 4 reveals that we did not get to see in the West, and the first one is Caligula 2, a direct sequel to the Caligula Overdose, an RPG that released originally on the Vita and then on the Switch and PS4 back in 2019. As an Academy juvenile, attempt to make your way back into the reality from the idealized world set in past regrets that you're now currently stuck in. Konami is riding high from the success of Momotaro Densetsu in Japan, and they revealed that eBaseball Professional Baseball Spirits 2021 Grand Slam is coming to the Switch this summer. For the first time in this series' history, the franchise is now moving to a handheld device, featuring the newest player data, transfers, and roster movements for the Japanese Baseball League, offering over 10 different game modes, on top of the fact that the game has only been announced for the Switch and no PS4 entry has been revealed so far, potentially making this a Switch-only release. Crayon Shin-Chan, the Professor and My Summer Vacation is an adventure game set in a nostalgic Japanese town where the ordinary and extraordinary intertwine. Depicting the story of Crayon Shin-Chan in a summer cozy relaxed format, encounter all sorts of characters in-game brimming with relaxing environments and sounds of natures that can be enjoyed by anyone of all ages. Caravan Stories is a free-to-play MMORPG adventure through the expansive world with a large cast of allies. Make your characters, recruit your allies, and take on a fantasy world with nearly 300 people to befriend, ready to join your squad and ease your burdens. Tackle the story or focus entirely on world-raid events with formidable foes and dungeons to explore. Always remain ready as nightfall drops, the monsters come out to play. Set after the fall of the Galactic Empire, Star Wars Hunters will connect players in real-time battles in arena settings inspired by iconic Star Wars locales. Play as a daring bounty hunters, heroes of the rebellion, and even Imperial Star Troopers in an action game that immerses players in fast-paced, third-person action combat. After a long wait, EA finally decided to reveal that Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville Complete Edition is set to launch on Switch on March 19th. Jump into the fray with up to 24 players in an online multiplayer across gigantic suburban skirmishes, bringing unique abilities to each one of the character classes. Venture into the outer edges of Neighborville and free roam to take on challenges as you see fit. Every item available in the game can be earned naturally through progression, according to EA. The latest iteration of the Omega Force fan favorite 1 vs 1000 action series, Samurai Warriors 5, is a fresh reimagining of the franchise, including an all-new storyline as well as a revamped set of character designs and stylish new visual presentation. This entry shines a light on Nobugana Oda and Mitsuhide Hakechi, story warriors and fan favorites of this lauded and historic series. Whether it's 3v3, 4v4, or free-for-all quick matches, take the fight down to the rival crews and make them pay in many forms in Knockout City. Rely on skills to dominate the competition by dishing out as much damage as possible. Villain Studios is calling this a dodge brawler with up to 32-player combat and crossplay across many and all consoles. A free-to-play version will be available, or a $20 version with some extra goodies will also be offered. Cast your friends, family, or just about anyone you choose in a hilarious adventure to bring down the face-stealing Dark Lord. Create and customize all characters of anyone you actually like and assign roles and personality traits in the fantasy adventure of a lifetime. Pair up your Miis in the inn and build up a set of relationships to sync up the meter and actually do better in combat. It's worth specifying that Miitopia is actually not a 3DS port, but a complete new remake of the original. Tales from the Borderlands is a choice-driven narrative adventure through the Borderlands universe set between the events of Borderlands 2 and 3. Follow two unreliable narrators on a quest born of greed and destined for greatness. Your choices shape this tale to be uniquely yours, with plenty of unforeseen consequences ranging from hilarious to heart-wrenching. Legend of Mana, released on the PlayStation back in 1999, is now fully being visually overhauled for modern audiences on modern consoles. On top of remastered visuals, a new rearranged soundtrack and the Ring Ring Land minigame is also being included, that was only ever available on the Pocket Station, Sony's response to the Tamagotchi craze back in the day. Recruit from up to 8 playable characters and build up your own story however you see fit, with tons of dungeons to explore starting June 24th. Originally launched back in the original Xbox in 2005, Stubbs the Zombie, a rebel without a pulse, is an action-adventure game set in 1959 in Punch Bowl, Pennsylvania, the beacon of progress and ideal living. show the living law in order that is no match for the dead man on a mission, eat brains, possess the population, build up your own zombie horde, and bring in the civilization to its knees. Originally released in Japan only, Famicom Detective Club, The Missing Heir, and Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind, are now finally being localized with English text as well as a brand new set of visual art, music, sound effects, and tons of quality of light changes that still invoke the 8-bit classic days. Solve a murder mystery surrounding a wealthy Japanese family, or find the secrets behind a grisly set of rumors haunting a Japanese high school, starring this May. Join the fight as any of the popular female animated series DC Universe characters in DC Superhero Girls Teen Power to save Metropolis from some of the most notorious villains ever seen. Each hero can battle baddies with a unique set of abilities and tactics only available to themselves. But when not fighting crime, make sure to balance your life accordingly and hang out whenever possible. And that's what the Game Announcers will be covering this week. Nintendo finally decided to drop a massive Nintendo Direct, and I'm always baffled by the reaction to these type of events. People build up these dream reveals, and anything short of that, they can't believe Nintendo didn't actually quote unquote deliver or actually disappointed them. I went into this Direct expecting one thing only, a new Monster Hunter Rise trailer, and I got exactly what I expected, and I was more than satisfied. People have been convincing themselves that there's a Zelda collection or even a Switch Pro, and if it's not shown, then everything else must have clearly sucked, and I don't really understand that mentality. So with all that said, as per always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate the support, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. See ya!